Alrighty guys, this is Chris from AMPM Runs, and today we have a first review and unboxing of the Anta C202 6 Pros. And yes, that name is a mouthful, but the shoe isn't. It is plain and simple, really fun. So I took these out today for a quick, a little over 4 mile speed tempo work, just to get my first impressions after unboxing them. And they are electric and fun. The midsole here is a dual nitrogen infused foam. I believe it's kind of like a Piba material. It's really hard to get information on the Anta C202. It is a Chinese manufactured shoe. They normally make, it seems, basketball shoes. Their website is full of basketball shoes, but they do have a couple nice running shoes. And this is obviously the sixth iteration of their Pro line. And it is really fun to run in. I picked this up on a great Black Friday deal. Of course, the colorway is what grabbed my eye and attention, but then the run today is what really sealed the deal. This shoe is fantastic and fun to run in, so I just kind of wanted to talk about that. A lot of what I'm going to go over is what I experienced and felt, because it's hard to gather any real solid specific information on how the shoes are built or perform. So a lot of it is going to be comparing it to other shoes that you might have a reference point for. Um, the best way I can describe it is it has a similar pop and bounce to how I felt the Vaporfly 3 felt. The 4 has gone away. It has a lot less cushioning, and this has a moderate stack. It's probably in the 36 to 38 range in the back here. I don't think it's 40. It looks kind of big on camera, but I don't think it's actually quite that big. On the side here, it says a 4mm drop, so I'm gonna assume it's 30 to 32 in the front, depending on what we're dealing with. The upper here is this really nice weaved pattern. You'll see it is barely hanging on by a thread, and I'm curious how the wear will hold up over time. So I'll have to do a check-in when I hit 100 miles on this shoe. It has this nice kind of cage plate on the front here to protect from rocks. It's very solid up here, but the rest is very thin and airy. It has this very scratchy touch and feel when you're just rubbing your hand over the top, but when your foot's inside, it doesn't slide around or move, and I felt no discomfort at all, so that was really nice. There's a nice amount of padding, honestly quite generous in the back compared to a lot of race day shoes, which is really nice to me. I might consider this for a half marathon. It's generously padded in the back, and the tongue is so unique. I'll mention it in the recap that will come out on Tuesday if you want some of my more first impressions. But this is after one run, my thoughts and opinions and where we're at, just in case anyone was looking at these on this excellent Black Friday deal, because I think they are a no-brainer after this first run. The tongue is gusseted on one side, so I went for a runner's loop because I did notice some heel lift just walking around my house getting ready this morning. So I quickly swapped to a runner's loop, tied it over, no problems, locked my foot down without any hot spots coming over the fabric here at the top. It is this wonderful material up top. It feels like I'm wearing a sock. It feels like a sock on my foot, and the bounce and cushion it's very similar to that Vaporfly 3 with the Zoom X and that carbon plate. It has a very aggressive rocker, as you can see in the front. I kind of lean more towards the midfoot and forefoot strike anyways, so the landing pad here being nice and wide, and the way the plate kind of swoops down in feels like it wants you to keep you on your toes for as much as possible, and it really rewards you for that with that snappy, poppy bounce. I ran today at a 720 average, but most of the tempo work I did was around 6.5 minute miles. I did it for 2 minute bursts of speed, and then I'd do a little jog in between, 2 minute burst jog, 2 minute burst jog. And then I had a 10 minute tempo at about 7.5 minute mile pace, and it felt great for all of those. I did a 7 minute warm up at the start that was 8.5, just kind of casual speed, and it felt good, it felt fine, but for a marathon kind of vibe shoe, it definitely came to life at those faster speeds where I was more tired at the end, and it was propelling me forward. It felt like it really wanted me to keep moving and keep going faster. Big fan. The outsole traction, it's hard to describe because I only been on the one run and I didn't go through any wet, just solid concrete floor. I didn't notice any loud sounds like on Vaporflies or the Alpha Flies from Nike. The outsole is this nice rubber texture. I don't know if I'll be able to get it really on camera. It's hard to see. It's a very, very thin. It says 0.8 millimeters for the lugs, and I would believe it. It is very thin, but it is very grippy. It worked very well. I didn't notice any slipping or sliding. But again, I'll have to see when I go over some more wet conditions, maybe some mud, anything like that, which will make me sad because this white colorway is so beautiful. Yeah, that's just about my first impressions and thoughts. Like I said, I don't have a lot of necessarily hard specs because it's hard to get any of them online. There's just kind of a general, oh, it has a carbon plate, it has a mesh upper and nitrogen infused foam, but it doesn't go into what the foam is. I'll put the images on screen of how the carbon plate is shaped. You can see it really scoops down in the bottom there. It's definitely a 4-foot kind of strike shoe. If you find yourself landing towards the heel a lot more, you might find it squishes around a bit, but I honestly think this might work well for anybody. I'll have to see when I get some more miles in, but for first impressions, they are very positive for a really good deal on a shoe from a brand I have never heard of. So yeah, let this be my first impressions, and I'll see you guys probably around 25 miles in these shoes. I'll do a checkup at 50 and 100. This will be the first in a kind of series I want to do, getting odd shoes and wearing them as long and as much as I can to give you thoughts and opinions on maybe some less standard choices than the typical Alpha Fly or Adidas shoe, Asics, anything like that. Off the beaten path, and sometimes you will be really rewarded for it, just like with these Anta C202 6 Pros. So I'll see you guys in the next review video, but for now, positive first impressions. I cannot wait to get out there and get running on them again. So if you want to pick them up on this good deal, I can't recommend it enough. I did end up going true to size. I am a size 10. I'll overlay some clips right now of how my foot fit in. I didn't feel any spillage over the sides. Like I said, I did have slight heel lift in the back, but the Renner's Loop kind of fixed that right up, and there's no problems after that. So I'll see you guys later with my next thoughts, and I'll probably be sneaking this in a couple of the running recap videos. So if you want to see the journey to get up to this 25 miles, 50 miles, and 100, you'll see that in the weekly running recaps. Otherwise, see you guys at the next checkpoints.